Everyone, I am Vaibhav Rai, BTech Mechanical from Navratna University, enrollment number 16103321. I am going to explain about Nike supply chain management. Without wasting any time, let's get started.
To explain Nike's supply chain management. Nike's mission statement: to bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Nike's mission is what drives them to do everything possible to expand human potential. They do that by making their product more sustainably, by building a creative and diverse global team, and by making a positive impact in communities where we live and work. To make big leaps, they take big risks. Where it all began. Early in 1960s, Phil Knight had just joined University of Oregon, where he ran for school's track and field team, putting him into contact with their coach Bill Bowman. In 1963, he went to Japan, where he struck a deal with group of Japanese businessmen to export the country's popular tiger shoe in the USA, because in Japan labors were cheap. There is where the shipping from Japan to the United States began with the company's first name, Blue Ribbon Sports. 1964, Knight had sold $8,000 worth of Tiger running shoe and was growing very quickly. In 1970s, company had sold over 1 million in shoes. Nike is born with its new name. Nike has now more than 900 contract factories, more than 1 million factory workers, more than 500,000 different products, each with its own environmental and social footprint. World's largest seller of footwear, sportswear, clothing and sports equipment supplier. Its headquarters is located in Oregon, USA. Sponsors many high-profile athletes and sports teams around the world. Nike has extremely strong supply chain relation. Nike supply chain is focused on customers' product, customers' requirement, improving customers' relationship, improving requested delivery. Globally, Nike have moved towards establishing long-term relationships with fewer factories as trusted partners, rather than having short-term transactional relationship with a larger number of factories. So now I am going to explain you in a simple way about Nike's supply chain. In Nike's headquarters, the design is been decided and been created. So the Nike sends the new designing to the factory for manufacturing the material, which goes in factory from cutting of the material till the packaging of it. However, the materials are followed by the Nike standard. After that, by using hyperfuse technology, the product is being made. The thread cost and the lead time is being reduced by using this technology of making the product. After that, the product is sent to distribution center, which is located in Vietnam, from manufacturing countries through Damco. After that, Carry Logistic will take the responsibility for shipment delivery. When the product comes to port, where product is being unloaded from the ships, where goods are checked, after that trucks are being loaded with goods for warehouse. Geodis Wilson, the name of the warehouse. Products are unloaded, after which it goes for inbound, where scanning are done by WMS barcode. After that, labeling is given to it of Vietnamese tag, and then it goes to put away, where products are allocated, and at last product is being scanned and ready for packaging in outbound. From the warehouse, there are two ways of products being distributed into stores. The one is through wholesale and the second is retail store. After wholesale also, the retail stores also buys the they get product from wholesale. So wholesales are Sports One, Super Sports, City Sports, and the retail stores are shopping malls, outlet stores where the customers can buy. Out of this season, item will be resent to warehouse as an inventory, so that they can empty during the sale and during the festival season. So this is basically the physical flow of the supply chain. Now we gonna talk about financial flow. Nike exclusive distributor, which is ACFC, collects money from customer through stores and give the profit share to the Nike. After collecting all the money from the distributor, the Nike money is transferred to factories and also pays monies to supplier through trade card. Nike pays for labors, electric, land of factories also. The warehouse, which is Geodis Wilson, shipping pays shipping line, customs, clearance, insurance, etc. and pays for warehouse services also and trucking also. After that, Geodic will send the invoice so that the ACFC can pass the invoice and pay the amount that Geodic Wilson has used. Now we're gonna talk about information flow. So how does the information flow goes? From several sources like customers needs, customers feedback, and from selling report of the shop, ACFC place order to Nikes on the basis of demands and its trends. Nike start creating new design that the data from which ACFC has given to them, and they start giving their design to the factory so that production starts. So this cycle runs again. Now we're gonna talk about design. Nike has been designed all of their product in-house since it launched its own name branded in 1971. Nike employs 400 people for the design and development of footwear, apparel, and sports equipment located at Nike's headquarters. Nike thrives on design that is not only cosmetically pleasing but design that focus on performance of athlete also or public also. Whether designers are making customer shoes for athletes or the public, high performance is the issue striving to lighten, increase responsiveness, fit support, injury, protection, and cushioning are all factors involved in designing the process. Now we talk about manufacturing. Nike owns no factory for manufacturing its apparel and footwear. Manufacturing outsourced to third parties. Independent contractors. Nike has a reputation for designing but not manufacturing their product. Cost of shipping goods has dropped. Core competencies. The manufacturing plant produces a set of samples with the real materials to be sent back to headquarters for final approval. The approval consists not only of samples but consideration of entire seasonal product, lines mix, redesigns, and prices. After approval, the plant begins to commercialize the product for mass production that includes scaling to all required size and development of the volume production process. After all the process have been determined, the manufacturer orders material needed for the production based on the Nike's forecast, and these orders are being placed by the independent contractors, and the material which are assigned by the Nike's headquarters only have to use that materials. Nike's manufacturing vision: elevating product excellence and innovation at the factory level, helping to lead industry efforts to integrate sustainability into product creation and manufacturing, managing sourcing through a balanced approach taking into account environmental, social, quality, and cost impact, developing and testing new models of manufacturing that serve to improve worker compensation, skills, and livelihood, consulting with coaching and building capacity with contract factories to optimize labor and environmental capabilities. Now we can talk about raw materials. Nike relies completely on external source. It has a broad base of suppliers that supports its business and growth. The company maintains great caution while selecting raw material and suppliers. There is a global procurement team at like to obtain raw material. It takes care of entire process from selecting to contracting with right goods and services. So some of the materials are mentioned like polyester. 19% of polyester used in Nike brand apparel is recycled, up from 16%. Rubber. Better option includes new rubber formulation. Nike developed 2 such formulation now used in more than 30 finished rubber compounds. Eva foam. Eva already scores well on sustainability criteria. Cotton. Better Cotton initiated an organic cotton. More than 6.7 millions of kg organic cotton is being used. Synthetic leather. Better options include those that reduce or eliminate solvents. Leather. 100% of leather is used in Nike brand footwear is LWG certified. Now we can talk about Nike outsourcing. Nike has a reputation for designing and not manufacturing their product. The manufacturing are outsourced. Nike hired subcontractors, which are in China, Indonesia, Vietnam, and Thailand. Why they are outsourcing? Why they don't have their own manufacturing unit? Because to reduce cost or to mitigate project risk. Because in USA the labor is very costly. So the labor outside the USA, they cost less than $85. So why not to use the outsourcing to manufacturing, as well as independent factories Argentina, Brazil, India and South Africa to manufacturing their products. The reason for outsourcing is lower wages and lower cost of production than in the United States, as we talked. This strategy resulted in cash saving, generating more profit. In this country, employee put 40 to 50 hours of overtime work per month. It is widely reported that the worker earn below the minimum wage of $45 per month. Labor costs in the US are much higher. The cost of shipping goods has dropped because of the improvement efficiency in shipping technology. Free trade agreement between North America and other international countries reduced cost for consumers. This is the Nike channel of distribution from producer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer and retailer to customer. The second channel of distribution from producer to direct retailer. There is no wholesaler in between it, and then consumer. The third channel of distribution is from direct producer to consumer. Nike vertical relation. Vertical integration. Nike's operations are vertically integrated with presence in every segment of the value chain from manufacturing down to sale. Vertical integration that exists in the supply chain is between the supplier, manufacturing, distributor and retailer. Nike makes sure that all the firms are in close working relationship. Nike occasionally sends research and development staff to various production factories in order to ensure that there is smooth production of the products, thus avoiding any miscommunication that might threaten relationship when they arise. Now we gonna talk about demand management. Nike manages demand for its products by use of future program that requires retailer who stock Nike's product to order 80% of their inventory 6 months in advance in order to be guaranteed delivery. According to the future ordering system permits Nike to lower levels of inventory held, time spent in fulfilling retailers order as well as the non-delivery risk. There are many limits and vulnerabilities with this strategy. Nike accepts all future orders without considering their manufacturing products, capacities and promise delivery within 1 month of request delivering date. Unfortunately, if there has been any excess inventory of product produced before the demand information is available, then Nike will have to pay its manufacturer for the goods they produced or partly produced, even though there is no demand for them. Now we're going to talk about lean manufacturing. It's a business system and continuous improvement philosophy that aims to deliver the highest quality product while eliminating waste, including lost time and material. Nike delegated process that allowed for high dynamic and fluid markets and flexible production system that is demand driven and allows for transfer of production from one country to another in less time. Nike introduced a new supply chain that used just-in-time approach to facilitate the faster shipment of product to customers in Europe and America. Nike's lean supply chain saves the company $0.15 per unit compared to a traditional distribution model. For a company that moves over 900 million units per year, this saving amount to a serious competitive edge. The key to Nike's efficiency is its low overhead manufacturing cost. Instead of owning and operating its own factory, Nike's footwear division solicits the service of independent contract manufacturer located in 14 countries around the world. The bulk of these independent countries, 96%, are in Vietnam, China, and Indonesia, though no single facility accounts for any more than 5% of Nike's total footwear output. Beyond the manufacturing process, Nike also relies heavily upon independent contractors to source the raw material for its shoe from the countries in which they are produced. This enables Nike to consolidate its intermediate cost by limiting the number of vendors with whom it must negotiate contracts. The implementation of lean principle in Nike footwear apparel contractor manufacturing has produced a range of benefit since it began its footwear in 2002. For example, apparel factories deep into implementing lean have shown defect rates 50% lower than non-lean factories. Many lean footwear factories have seen increase in their productivity of 10 to 20%. On average, lead times have been reduced by 40%. Many footwear factories have reduced the time it takes to introduce a new model by 30%. So this is Nike's approach to a sustainable supply chain. First is risk management, second compliance, partnership, redesign. Main Nike focus: assignment, building understanding of condition. Nike capabilities: establishing a function, fighting fires, building a global team, establishing partners. Supplier capabilities: capacity to respond to brand inquiries, industry collaboration, code of conduct. Under the compliance, main Nike focus: monitoring condition and corrective action. And its capability: systematizing the work, building excellence in management audits, building an environment health and safety global process, creating transparency and creating ratings. Supplier capability under compliance: understand core corporate responsibility HR function, industry collaboration, Nike brand published supplier list and audit tools. Partnership: under partnership, its main focus is monitoring and capacity building focused on root causing analysis. Its capabilities are building excellence in remediation, sustainable sourcing strategy, business integration and accountability, factory ownership of CR, industry coalition. Supplier capabilities: human resource management capacity, and industry collaboration, building coalition. Redesign: under redesign, its focus is sustainable manufacturing. Every time find a new technology. Nike capability: integrated management of product development, working conditions, health, safety, and environmental throughout supply chain. Increased focus and beyond compliance towards improvement. Supplier capabilities: lean and sustainable production, as we talked earlier. Industry collaboration, common expectation, corporate monitoring, and capacity building. Disadvantage to Nike supply chain: the company has no control of the inventory since it has too many suppliers. Use a large range of in developing countries where low wages and child labor conditions are being adopted. Over the year, Nike has taken its all toll of criticism over these issues. In response, they have set out a new code of conduct. All suppliers have to comply with code with the help of training from Nike, adhering to society's customers' expectations and standards in aim to heighten CSR. In some product cases, there are some expensive technical components and their implementation. That's it. These are the resources from where I got this information about the Nike's supply chain management. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.